Well, hello Gemini, this is Joe with Divine Daily, and I'm going to do a quick reading, general reading from mid-March to the beginning of April. Could be about anything. We'll see what transpires here. And a couple quick notes. I do read cards usually that jump out and pop out. I read cards intuitively first and then apply any face value meaning to them. If you're wondering how you would know if this is for you, you'll know if it makes you feel something. You won't have to force it to fit. You could be cross-watching, roles could be a little bit interchanged, reversed, switched around. So everything isn't an exact layout, but I think we have one out. That's going to be for your recent past, and then I'm going to pull one for your current situation, and then we're going to, excuse me if I can talk, we are going to have one for your near future, and then we're going to draw cards and continue to play that out and see what happens. So the first card for your recent past is Six of Wands. So this is a very good card. You may have had some things to celebrate in the recent past, some accomplishments. Could be any number of things, whether it's personal, business, relationship wise. We have the current situation, the Six of Cups, some kind of emotional tie to somebody, an offer. It could be an offer of love. That offer of love could be a romantic relationship. It could be between you and anybody else. And then the upcoming near future with this card is the Hierophant, and really having the keys to understanding. It could be in any specific field of study or work. This could be more related to spiritual and religious knowledge. The Hierophant in this card really has the keys, and so this is something that you may be very well versed in. It may be something that you're learning. This could also represent traditional values. It could represent schooling, work, career. It could represent certain professions. So we'll see where this goes. So the Six of Wands, and that's the recent past. So there's some reason to just to feel victorious, to feel on top, to Gemini, to feel a sense of maybe arrival, accomplishment, completing a goal, some type of completion, or being very close to it. I think for some of you, this represents working on yourself to the point where you are able to get past some things from your past and get to a point where you are able to, hold a healthy romantic relationship, feeling like you've done the work and you're prepared for that finally. Maybe it's been a long time. Some of you may have had like a series of unhealthy, toxic relationships, repeating relationships that were not any good, and you've taken time off and done some maybe therapy, healing work, whatever it is, and now you feel that you may be at the point of moving on and feeling good about yourself, feeling like you've accomplished something. But let's see, Six of Wands, recent past, the Five of Pentacles. So, so I'm talking about moving past some difficult things. And the Five of Pentacles is very much about difficult times, hardship of any type. Could be financial hardship, could be health. It could be a number of things. So we're talking about, this card really literally wanted to jump out and I caught it. So we're going to see what that is. But moving past probably unhealthy relationships, toxic relationships from the past. This could be family relationships, probably more likely love relationships, could be a combination. And then we have the Tower. Look at that. That's really interesting how this comes out. So you have the Five of Pentacles and the Tower. So whatever has happened in the recent past, it's been difficult. It's probably some relationships that have been torn down, that have kind of been brought down to its very foundation, and really nothing's left. And getting to the point to where you have to walk away from those, not be trapped in those. But I want to know more about this Six of Wands, because there could be some other things here. We have the Two of Wands. So to me, the first thing I think is this is probably more related to a relationship. For some of you, this could be involvement with what you believe is a twin flame, or somebody that is a soulmate. And maybe you're having the realization that this Five of Pentacles and this Tower, whoever it involved, between you and whoever this person is, it was probably nothing more than a karmic relationship. For some of you, it might be a soulmate relationship that just isn't meant to work here, now, at this time. And we have the Page of Cups. So, interesting enough, in this deck, the Page of Cups, I'm gonna hold this up so you can see it. You can see the heart and the hands forming the heart. And this is definitely about some type of relationship. And I think that has come apart. It's basically over with. This is the recent past. And I think out of that came, I'm gonna use another deck real quick. I think out of that came some realizations that you can do better, that maybe you got to quit picking the wrong people, and maybe this was very painful because this is somebody that you cared a great deal about, and you felt maybe was a soulmate, or maybe you did believe it was a twin flame type of relationship, and the realization that things aren't going to work out is probably very hard. And I think that the Six of Wands represents having to pull yourself together and do some healing work in order to move on. And I think that represents this is just beginning, or has recently just begun. This is all in the past with respect to ending of a relationship. We have the Knight of Coins. So we have the Six of Wands and the Knight of Coins with this. And I think this is definitely, this has already happened. And now there is this just moving on, moving past it, and wanting to, oops, hold on here. That's too many. Wanting to really just get away from it, to distance yourself, to walk away from it, feeling like, walk away with it, not with so much pride and ego, but with your head held high, knowing that you did the right thing, you did what was best for you. This person you were dealing with might have had some addictions, some bad behaviors. But the Six of Cups where you're at now is this, oh, this is beautiful. So the Six of Cups where you're at now is an offer of emotional support. This may be from a close friend, or somebody that maybe at times in your life you've had your eye on them, and maybe they've had their eye on you, and it is really, nothing's ever really transpired. And so this might be some type of offer of emotional support and friendship that at some point will bloom into something else. And then you have the Three of Cups here. So this is really just represents a lot of things as far as celebration, accomplishment, coming together with people. So you might find that this brings you maybe a new set of friends, a new set of acquaintances, people that now come into your life that are of a higher benefit to you. Gemini, what do we got for you here? Gemini, we have the Ace of Cups. So yes, Six of Cups, Three of Cups, Ace of Cups. So this is a fresh new start. And this is a very clean, light feeling. This also to me is what just spoke to me, is knowing your self-worth, valuing yourself. And this has come out in the past for me in quite a few readings, the Nine of Pentacles. And this almost is, how do I say this best? This is not because we have the Hierophant here in the near future. This to me is almost like a rebirth. And these pentacles can represent your inner spiritual body, your inner spiritual and emotional health, a substantial improvement after coming out of, some very difficult relationship issues. And so I think that's what this represents, because the Hierophant really makes me feel like these are tied together. I'm going to pull one more for the current. We have the Moon. I don't normally read cards in reverse, but this came to me in reverse. And I really feel that this belongs in reverse. No longer feeling like you're drowning and having more clarity, because this toxic energy has been released. And it has been now as a part of your past and not your current situation. So next we have the near future. What do you have for the near future here? Coming up into April, beginning April, and maybe past that. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So you have two aces. You have some new starts. You have a new start with your emotional well-being and with those around you in your inner circle. So there's a new start there. And you also have a new beginning. I think this is the start of a new idea. Also, the Hierophant is about those types of things, ideas that are probably more virtuous, wholesome, sometimes can be traditional, but I feel like this is probably along the lines of not necessarily work, but this is an influence of coming out of an influence with a new set of people, a new circle of people around you. And so this is, to me, represents a seed of new understanding, new knowledge. We have the Chariot, which is definitely forward momentum. This could represent maybe a Cancer in your life, and the Hierophant could represent a Taurus, but there could be some significant characters right now or coming up that are really implanted along your path. And the Hierophant could represent a Taurus. This Chariot could represent a Cancer, though that doesn't really matter. It's not necessarily the case, but that's just something to look out for. But this is this is quick, deliberate movement forward. It's fast, and you know, there's this feeling of not necessarily knowing where you're going, but chasing a purpose. With this Ace of Pentacles, there's something new that you want to pursue and follow coming out of this. And then we have the Seven of Swords. So this to me is a little bit of a warning to be careful about some people around you. This first thing I get is somebody probably doesn't have your best interest, or they may be somebody that's a little bit untrustworthy. I think this is tied to the person of the past, that they may want to continue to try and you know, break into your new space, your new group of friends. This could be co-workers that you are maybe associating with. This could be just new friends, new love. Somebody is probably, you know, the first word I get is like coming to steal your joy and to just really just cause some disruption. So that's a word of caution along the way. This almost feels like, what's the word, narcissistic type of personality. And we have the Page of Wands. So this page to me is really, it's really just kind of almost like, I don't want to say yelling, but it's like very loudly saying that this is a move toward something that is completely new, but it's almost destiny, and it's something that you probably wouldn't have ever considered in the past. And so you're moving this Ace of Pentacles, the seed that I talked about. It's a brand new beginning, a birthing of something new, and the Chariot is fast movement, you know, chasing after it. This Page of Wands is really about taking those first steps, and that's with the Ace of Pentacles. It's really about going after that without caution. It's almost serendipity, maybe, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's hard to find the right words, but it's just very, just comes in very quickly. But I want to know more about this, so let's see. I'll do one more. You have the Nine of Wands. So the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Seven of Swords with this person coming in that I think is probably somebody you got to watch out for. This Nine of Wands just says to me that you're building a wall, or you'll maintain a wall of protection from this person. And if you aren't careful, you will end up probably revisiting some past issues with this person. And the thing that comes to me right now is if you get re-involved with this person again, things are probably going to transpire that aren't going to be very pleasant. Like I said, it feels very narcissistic, so it's something you should avoid. And perhaps this Page of Wands represents their immaturity and their inability to act like an adult, because this did come after the Seven of Swords, and they may be coming back to try and you know, wiggle their way back into your life. And then you have the Nine of Wands, and this is, to me, is maintaining, in this reading, maintaining a barrier of protection and not letting that person back in. So Gemini, this is what I have for you. Overall, you have an ending of some toxic relationship stuff. You have a new beginning with an understanding of self-worth and valuing yourself more, and coming into some like spiritual rebirth. Could be some kind of awakening. And we have the Hierophant here also, which could be significant in some kind of spiritual awakening. And it's moving forward in April with a new idea, new thoughts, new ways of thinking, maybe pursuing something that really has caught your attention and your passion, but you got a person that doesn't want to leave you alone. And to take caution with that. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Wands. So we just have celebration. You have celebration here. The Six of Wands for the recent past is just coming out of a bad place and just feeling like you took the high road and you kind of came out of this over and above, like the mature person. And then the Four of Wands here on the bottom of the deck, this is a foundation, showing that in the end there is that just feeling of freedom and being set free from something. We also have the Five of Cups, which could represent this failed relationship that has been emotionally draining. And I think that, again, this person that you want to guard yourself from, they could very well try and push you off, that path again. And you don't want that to happen. So, Gemini, this is what I have for you for the month of mid-March into April. I hope you found it like it fit for you, made sense, that it made you feel something. If it did, please do me a favor. I would ask you to like, share, or subscribe, or even leave a comment. Just give me some kind of feedback if it does ring true for you. And with that, I say have a nice rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys again. Thank you.